Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. Hey, we have an update. That's right, an update to the Bachelor Clayton v. Laura Owens scandal, the Iliad that has rocked the entertainment news world. Well, it looks like Laura Owens has targeted a female-owned studio using her, I guess, pro bono free attorney to do her bidding. I'm going to discuss what's coming out. You can tell I'm sort of biting my tongue. I'm not going to share all the information right now. We do have a lot of information being collected as to what's happening here. But I thought our pal Lauren did a very fantastic job covering this story yesterday. She did a 10-minute video, and I'm going to share several clips of that and encourage you guys to all go listen. So if you aren't familiar with what happened, we actually have a statement that I think this is from 2 weeks ago. PS Studios is a local small business in Scottsdale and has politely expressed their request to not be involved in this matter. To support them, we have removed Instagram stories referencing them. They have requested privacy and wish to remain uninvolved in any ongoing matters with Laura. This was the update from Justice for Clayton's Instagram page, who initially tagged PS Studios in the, I guess you could call it chicanery, is that the right term? To kind of discuss what's going on. Now, as we know, anybody and everybody who could possibly get involved in the Laura Owens multiverse gets involved with or without their wishes. And by that, I mean, cover the story, get threats of lawsuit. Steve calls her a dumbass, defamatory content. Dave Neal should get a restraining order against him by her. So it's one thing after another. Her attorney threatening to sue me for something like $80+ million. I don't even know the final number. Hey, you ever have a parent tell you, if you do that, I'm putting you in timeout? And then they go, you're grounded for 1 day. And you say, make it 10 days. And they say, you're grounded for infinity day. You just start throwing Monopoly money at people. That's what we have here with regards to the threats made by Laura Owens. Now, sadly, for those that don't understand how this system works, they then look like the bad guy. Like, for instance, if you were to say, Dave, nothing Laura has said or done has affected you or your relationships, I would say that's wrong. There are multiple people that I was friends with before the Laura Owens saga that I'm no longer friends with. Not on speaking terms, won't return my calls, multiple content creators. I mean, that's the world I live in. And it's, in part because, look, I get it. This Laura Owens case is triggering as hell. But, what am I going to do? Not cover it and not do my job and not have a backbone? I'm sorry. This isn't the Vile Files podcast. This is Dave Damn Neal. Dave Damn Neal. Dave Damn Neal. My name's Dave. You call me by my surname, Dave Damn Neal. Anyhow, we're going to keep that in. So I've got the update from Lauren and what she had to say, and we'll speckle in whatever we can right now. Just know there will be more to this story. You can imagine PS Studios wants nothing to do with this, right? They're a podcast studio. They don't want to deal with negative reviews. So it looks like we have a Better Business Bureau rating, which again, to me, it's like, it's probably better that she did that versus go on Yelp. Because I feel like on Yelp, you need to publicly show what you're complaining about versus Better Business Bureau. It's kind of like behind the scenes, right? So I don't know, Laura, I mean, if you really want to give them a bad rating, why didn't you use Yelp? And again, I'm not trying to encourage her to do that. It would be frivolous. I mean, it looks like they had a great time at the podcast studio until, of course, what came to follow. So let's do this. I'm going to share what Lauren had to say right here. A couple clips. Again, go check out Lauren's page. This was one of her best videos. I mean, I love the longer stuff. I love when we rant and rave, but this was like very, very efficient economy of words.
Citizens with legal threats. She's now harassing PS Creative, a local studio. I'm limited in what I can tell you about those complaints for now, but I'm going to share what I can and then explain how this ties into a larger picture of why the county attorney needs to charge Laura Owens and why legal action is the only proper response to this behavior. Because a psych ward sure as hell isn't going to fix this. Laura Owens and her attorney, David...
The psych ward's like, we're booked up. We can't handle anybody. Please don't send her our way.
Gingras recently went to PS Creative in Scottsdale to record a video they would later publish to tell some of Laura's side of this saga. But that video was never released. David has posted other videos, but none from the studio recording to my knowledge. People saw the name of the studio on mugs and studio artwork in a photo that was posted by David, and the studio was tagged in a JFC Instagram post. Some supporters then reached out via DMs. It's important to note that the studio did not have any knowledge of Laura Owens' background or history. They're simply trying to run a business. The studio requested not to be involved in any capacity and put out a statement. JFC then issued their own statement asking people to leave the studio alone.
So I hate that this might have happened, but there could be people that think they're doing the right thing. And this is kind of an issue that I've had where I've said things and then some people who are supporters of the community will then, on my behalf, say something that inflames the situation. So I have no idea who reached out to PS Studios, but they could have said things like, if you're supporting a known abuser, we're going to come in there and boycott you. You know, who knows? I have no idea. Like, you know, this is what's so crazy when you think of like faux conspiracies. Like Laura's attorney, name redacted. I think we're done saying his name out loud. Now that he's on YouTube, I'm not going to give him the gift of saying his name to help his channel out. I'm Dave Damn Neal here. Feliz Navi Dave. Feliz Navi Dave. Could someone make me a graphic of that so we could get some merchandise shirts there for our, Hispanic American friends? All right. So anyhow, what was I saying? What are we doing? Did I freeze here? So anyhow, yeah, look, someone in my comment section on Patreon just said it best. Like other sociopaths like her, she's a cancer to anyone who has the misfortune to cross paths with her. The courts need to stop her from being able to continue to file frivolous lawsuits. And you might say, well, is it a lawsuit to file with the Better Business Bureau? No, but it's the same idea. It's weaponizing systems that are supposed to be in place to prevent, like Better Business Bureau is there to prevent businesses from ripping you off. PS Studio did nothing but hold up their end of the bargain, although she may beg to differ.
The studio thought that the matter was over at that point. However, they received a threatening email from Laura's attorney and had to block their email accounts. Laura then escalated.
Let me guess, he threatened to sue you for $80 million? I was like, make it more reasonable, why don't you? You just, you went for the jugular there.
Escalated the matter with complaints to the Attorney General and Better Business Bureau. Laura was provided with the footage from the studio, but claims the files aren't usable and wants a refund. Her lawyer posted that Laura would be editing the footage, so it's my personal speculation that she may just not know how to properly edit the files.
All right, I like that speculation, Lauren, that she doesn't know how to edit the files, but Laura Owens, she's pretty resourceful with the internet, if you know what I mean. She knows her way around Adobe Acrobat. So she clearly is in the Adobe family, which is a Premiere service that you use, for Premiere Pro, Adobe Acrobat, Photoshop, Illustrator, all these different services of how to bend the truth, as it were. So we know she knows her way around Adobe Acrobat. So I'm sure she could figure out how to simply sync. I actually think, Lauren, what happened was they were looking for a reason to not air the podcast because sadly, and I mean this sadly, I bet Laura's too critical of herself and didn't like the way she came off. Maybe she thought her attorney, David Damn G-word, maybe she thought her attorney was stealing the show. But I can tell you this, as a creative, as somebody who makes 5 pieces of content every day. And by the way, look, I don't expect anyone to take over the course load that I do, but it's so funny when her attorney will call her the professional. It's like, no. I'm the effing professional here. I show up every day, and you guys know if you're in the Patreon section, I'm not asking for a pat on the back. I will be literally changing my baby's diaper as I spit hot content every single day. And you know what I do at night? I get on stage and I tell jokes. I provide for my family. I'm doing what creators do, which is scratch and claw with their dang fingernails in a very saturated world to try to rise to the top and have some success. We're not talking about families loaning us money to get going. I'm talking about from the ground up, from the brick 500 square foot studio, leaning against a bookshelf type of hustle and grind, the type of grind, grit, and determination you can only wish on your kids to have one day. That's what it takes to make it as a creative. Not using those talents to coerce, to bend truth, or to flat out lie and commit fraud and manipulate documents to fit your pattern because you can't handle rejection. I'm sorry. We all get rejected. I wake up every day to rejection. Look at the comments on my Instagram. They're brutal. You get rejected all day long. The difference between someone who finds success, as I have and other content creators like Lauren, is that we take that rejection, we use it to become better versions of ourselves, to grow, to be better today than yesterday, to build the myelin pathways within our neurosystems that strengthen the hardwiring, the highways to success in our brains. We do that day after day and create that muscle memory of success. So forgive me if I'm taking a quick little victory lap here, Laura Owens, but you don't know a dang thing about what being a professional is, unless your profession is trapping these men into torturous situations of litigation, torturous situations of protective orders, all because you think you're the victim. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here.
She did not pay the studio for their editing service. Regardless, the studio gave Laura what she paid for. In my opinion, it seems that Laura became upset about the communication with JFC and is now using complaints to harass and punish the studio. The studio fulfilled their obligations and did nothing wrong, yet they have now become a target of Laura's games.
So my belief is Laura claims, and we'll get more of this information. My belief is that Laura claims the studio did not uphold their end of the bargain, which was deliver a professional audio video. I just don't believe that. I mean, I've worked at plenty of podcast studios. I've done other people's podcasts in professional studios. Their job's to make good audio video. They have a sound technician there. I would have to listen to it. Now, if Laura released the podcast and it was like really bad sound and ground wires and all the little things that can happen, there's a siren going off, there's, Scottsdale police are in the background and it's super distracting. If she released that footage, I go, oh yeah, this footage is unusable. I find that hard to believe. My belief is, and again, what I was trying to get at before, I don't even think I made it to the finish line. I weaved. My belief is that Laura looked at it and realized she was not releasing a superior product and didn't want to release it. She paid the $375 to record there, and then she didn't like what she saw. She began editing it, and like all creators do, they have self-doubt. Like, the difference that I'm trying to explain is you don't take that self-doubt and throw it away and threaten to sue the podcast studio. No, you just do the best you can. But it must be very hard for her to do the best she can when she knows deep down that this is all in a bed of lies.
The studio has every right not to work with Laura further, especially if there's an ongoing legal matter. They don't really even need that excuse. I don't know what their specific reasons were, but I know they're well within their rights. I lived in Arizona. I know this. If a bakery doesn't have to make me a gay cake, and why would I even want to make them do that if they weren't into it, then a studio doesn't have to work with a con artist. Assholes are not a protected class in this country.
So Laura, yeah, of course, referring to the fact that, and I actually agree. I agree with the law that if a bakery doesn't want to bake you a cake, then let the public decide that they're an asshole bakery. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with that law. And I also agree with a podcast studio doesn't want to work with Laura Owens. They don't have to. And I responded, I'll make you the biggest, gayest cake. You say, make me a gay cake. I say, how gay high? I can make you, because listen, by the way, I don't know if Lauren knows this. I don't know if you guys know this. I am a baker. By trade. I'm Dave Damn Baker Neal, and I am a baker, not professionally. I don't charge money for what I bake, but I have been known to layer a few carbo strips of cake together with homemade fondant to make quite a cake. And let me tell you something, if Lauren ever needs a cake, regardless of how gay she wants it to be, I will make her blush. I will make her blush. It'll be so gay, it'll be the straightest cake. I will go so far down the gay spectrum that it'll come out the most straight cake you could imagine. And that's just a gift I'll give to her or anyone else out there. I'll be making a Christmas cake too, which will probably also be gay. I'll be using tinsel. Yeah, I think that's a pretty tinsel and sequins. It'll be a fantastic cake. I digress. Let's move on. So anyhow, she continues and to say enough is enough. And again, I shared this on this morning's podcast. I said, you'll have to read between the lines, but I've got some updates on the Clayton saga as Laura Owens has filed a Better Business Bureau complaint against a female-owned small business. More to come. So you'll have to listen to that. I'm not trying to, a lot of what I shared there is the same as what I'm sharing here, but all this just to say there's more to the story that I'm just not talking about yet. It appears, though, as though there is some form of consumer protections division of the attorneys general that Laura also complained to. And look, hey, I'm sorry. The same thing that I would say to PS Studios, I've said to other people that have had to deal with her. Hey, join the club. We should have a club. I was threatened by Laura Owens fan club. And some might call it a cult. I don't believe so. And it's like, look, yeah, she called the FBI on me too. And all I got with this stupid t-shirt. You know what I mean? So either way, Seeking Justice for All Victims said this: enough is enough. Rachel Mitchell and Maricopa County need to criminally charge liar, serial abuser, and fraudster Laura Michelle Owens. Now she has taken to harassing the local studio where she and her attorney filmed their never-released video by reporting them to the Attorney General and the Better Business Bureau. A business has every right to refuse service, but is now being harassed by Laura. How many more individuals and businesses must suffer and be victimized because this privileged woman refuses to accept no as an answer? Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. What will be next? Because what will happen is several years from now, there'll be an air conditioning company that was hired to, whatever. And then they're going to Google her and be like, what's going on? And they're going to find me and they're going to send a DM and I'm going to say, get in line, buddy. Join the club. Here's your free t-shirt. You know what I mean? Whatever. So it's just ridiculous. And again, this all from somebody who doesn't have any children, which, by the way, this is no knock on single people out there that don't have kids. But the fact that she pretended to say she was pregnant with Greg Gillespie. Oh, I'm going to be a single mom. Remember when she did that? Remember when she said, I'm going to be in a singles mom club. In fact, I'll share it with you guys in a second. I wanted to share with you what we're doing this Christmas season. I'm promoting this mainly on the podcast because the podcast is a way to reach a lot of people every day. You can scan that QR code right there. But starting yesterday, I've got a single mom that I am taking care of every single day for the next few weeks. And by me taking care, I mean the community. The community is coming together to help those in need. Today, day 2, we have someone named, I believe it's Janet or Jana, and this is her voicemail, and this is a single mom who needs our help. My goal is we can show that this crazy cult of mean-spirited, one-sided people can actually come together and do good for members of our community. Ladies and gentlemen, here is day 2 of the Single Mom Christmas Wish List.
Hi, Dave. This is Janet from North Carolina. I'm going to do this over, trying to get through without crying and taking too much time. I'm a single mom to a beautiful 12-year-old boy who is the light of my life. He is my ray of sunshine. I adopted him from foster care, and he's had a really hard time since our divorce, and this is the hardest year we have ever had, and he still believes in Santa, and I don't want to let him down. Thank you to your community. Thank you to everybody. And I just wish blessings on everybody, especially single parents, because it's hard. It's hard being a mom and a dad and to work full time. And Dave, I love watching you with Augie. Keep it up, because he will always remember these times, even infant times. He will remember. Thank you again. Bye.
Wow. How about that? These ones get me because I don't listen to them beforehand, but whoo boy. So anyhow, you're going, Dave, how the hell can we help this lady? Well, I got an answer for you. Just give me a second while I pull this up. This is how you can help this lady. This is our wish list. We have a link that I'm going to share in the description below that has every single member of our single mom wish list. They are all going to share their story one day at a time. So here, you just click on the link. And again, I'll share this below. And you'll see these are some of the gifts. And some of them, couple bucks here, couple bucks there. Some of these are, bigger things, whatever. But if there's anything on here that you can donate, a pair of boots, coloring thing, make whatever, simple stuff. They come in a range of donations. An $8 baseball, you know what I mean? It's to something bigger like a basketball hoop. The point is that when you click on each one of these people, their story they tell, it's just simple. Allison was yesterday's single mom that we were, raising funds for. She has 2 kids that are teens, and teens often get overlooked. So, her son likes to fish. So there's some supplies that you can get. He works outside, gift cards, simple things there. And, hoodie, some of these things have already been bought. So we're going to do this every single day. Now, you might say, Dave, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait. I want to donate to all these today. Don't let me stop you. All of their links are here. You're going to hear their story throughout the next couple of weeks, and you can do with it as you want. And I'm going to try to share it as much as I can in videos like this that are going to get a bigger audience. If times are tight, by all means, take care of your own. There are just a lot of people out there that are good people that either don't have kids or their kids are older, and they get to see some of their direct actions going to good. And I think that's probably the best way to sum up this community, is that people have a chance to see their direct actions go to something good. With regards to this community seeking justice, that good will be a stop to the madness, a stop to the targeting of female-owned studios, female YouTubers, the women that are in the lives of, Greg Gillespie's fiance, Mike Maricini's wife. These are women that have had to deal with the fact that their men have been lied about and have their reputations dragged through the mud. And, like I said before, you guys know this, raised by a single mom, had a great stepdad, but of course those years, people do come together. People come together, and I very much expect there will be gifts that arrive to everyone on this list, and I very much expect that we'll have a lot of good stories to share. So thanks in advance. Link in the description to those Amazon wish lists. And if you want, I actually shared yesterday's voicemail on my Instagram, so you can go check that out. And I can't promise you I'm going to share every single day on the YouTube channel, but I will be sharing them every single day on the podcast right there, the Rush Hour with Dave Neal. On a side note, this evening I've decided to do a live stream on the family channel, and I will be live streaming decorating the Christmas tree. So you might say, Dave, this is just too much, too heavy. Well, there's nothing less heavy than our vlog channel, which is going to share a live stream tonight. If you just want to come together, that'll be public, that'll be free. And we actually have, where's my our latest video? We actually made a video from our first Halloween party here, so you can go check out all of the decorations we put together there. Again, we're just, I know this video has a lot going on, but if you want to see what it was like here, let me see if I can go to the epic moment where we revealed the Buzz Lightyear costume. Here it comes. Are you ready? Here it is. That's it. There it is. The music. We built a Buzz Lightyear spaceship. Ladies and gentlemen, give me the brass. We've got the toys from the claw. There's the boy. Anyway, so I got dry ice too. That's right. Your boy bought way too much dry ice. There it is. It rained on It rained on Halloween, but we were there doing our damn thing. So there's a lot going on here. You can go check that out on our vlog channel. Tasha Cordy and Dave Neal Do Fun Things. We will be live streaming tonight. I don't know exactly what time. Probably 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, thank you in advance. Not everyone loves emotional Dave, but we thank you in advance for the support. From the Amazon wish list to the mother who's enduring neonatal death in Texas, who had her ultrasound stolen, to the support of Mike Maricini and his family while we uncovered the truth on his laptop, to the support of me and my legal journey here, and the support of Clayton and all others. All of the gifts, the gift of your time, the gift of your hitting the like button, the gift of providing an audience for us here has protected us, inspired us, and given me the ability to continue to share with others that abundance that exists. Thank you so much. We'll be back with more content right after this.